Tonight's baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please press like. Please subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated. This is MLB The Show 20 on the PlayStation 4. It's a created franchise, 162 game schedule. I'm playing every inning of every game of 162 game schedule. I'm at game number 109 or 110. I don't remember. It's the beginning of August. As you can see, this created franchise of the Knights has been wedged into the American League West. They are on first. On the screen, there's the standings. They are in first place, 72-37 record. They have a 10.5 game lead over the second place Seattle Mariners. And let's jump into the schedule and get the show on the road. Okay, so 2 games set against the Texas Rangers, and then we will press the button and go to August. And you'll notice at the beginning of August, it's a 4-game set against the Seattle Mariners. So it's a 10.5 game lead over the second place Mariners, and I'm sure Seattle would love to sweep. Let's play game 1 and get this show on the road. Play game. Okay. Play full game. We are the away team at, I guess, Safeco. I don't know if it's, I guess it's called T-Mobile Park now. I remember it as Safeco Field, but whatever. Looks good. Brendan is our starting pitcher. I think people look like they need some rest, so catcher first off. Termini is going to be Urshela. Lukalich is going to be Manuel Margot. Jacob is, they say Jacob needs some time off, so Lindor. Now I just got to move the lineup around a little bit. That's fine. Matt Saps. Nope, wrong one. Matt Saps for Lindor. Benny LoCicero. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. Pretty good. Only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the position. Ramos is going to be DH and Saps is going to play shortstop. Boom. I mean, second base. So, 2 months left of the season. As you can see, the second baseman, Chris Ramos of the Bronx Knights, is leading the American League in home runs, 43-40. And these are the starting lineups. Brought to you by Shenanigans, ttRPG. Anyway, welcome to another broadcast of Major League Baseball as the Bronx Knights visit the Seattle Mariners at T-Mobile Park. And on the mound for the Mariners tonight is Josh James. He's 6-6 with a 6.60 earned run average. Leading off for the Bronx Knights is Manuel Margot. He's hitting .326 in part-time play. He is starting today and giving Max Lukalich, the regular center fielder, a day off. Swings at the high fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. And as you can see, 10.5 games back in the AL West, it's Fernando Tatis Jr. at short. And I think it's Nelson Cruz in right. So count is 0-1 on Margot. Change-up is outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And he grounds it to Tatis at short. Throws over to first. In time. 1 away here in the top of the first. Starting lineup for the Bronx Knights. Manuel Margot is in center. Don Mattingly's at first. The DH is Chris Ramos. Michael O'Rourke is patrolling left. Matt Saps is the second baseman. Benny LoCicero is in right. Francisco Lindor is the shortstop. Gio Urshela is at third. And Roberto Perez is behind the plate and batting ninth. Don Mattingly, the first baseman, is hitting .318. Takes a strike for pitch number 1, strike 1. He's got 20, I believe he's got, I don't know how many home runs he has. We'll have to wait and see it again. I know he's at 81 runs batted in. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. I think it's 20 homers and 81 runs batted in, and a .318 average. Late on the 98 mile an hour fastball, the count will fall to 1-2 on Mattingly. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 2 away. Just couldn't catch up to the high fastball. Josh James gets his first strikeout of the ball game. Let's look at this replay. High pitch, too close to take. Just blew him away. So next up is the DH, Chris Ramos. 373, 43 homers, 110 runs batted in. Takes low ball one. He was the starting second baseman for the American League All-Star team this season. And he leads this ball club in all three stat categories. And that is high, that is far, that is gonzo. It is a solo home run for Chris Ramos, number 44 on the season, and the Bronx Knights quickly have a 1-0 lead with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Oh yeah! Beast! See the replay. Home run number 44, run batted in number 111, and there was no doubt about it. So with 2 outs, up steps the left fielder, Michael O'Rourke, hitting .346, 28 homers, 85 runs batted in. He also has 19 steals. He's sneaky on those base paths. And it's a deep drive towards the gap. It's got a chance. Back goes the center fielder at the track, the wall, he leaps, it's gone! Back-to-back home runs, home run number 29 for O'Rourke. And it's a 2-0 lead for the Knights. Both homers with 2 outs in the inning. And as usual, Michael O'Rourke rounds the bases on a home run with his normal antics. And now I don't know what he's doing. I guess he's a magician in his part-time, in his free time. Anyway, here's the replay. And it's just a deep drive that just keeps on going. So, still 2 out, up steps Matthew Saps. He's the second baseman today. He's hitting .279, pitch in there for strike one. 19 homers, 65 runs batted in. He bounces around the infield. Today he's playing second base. A little late on the fastball, 99 miles an hour on the radar gun. The count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Saps. Again fouls it off to the left, to the right side. Count remains 0-2. Down and in, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Inside, count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Bronx Knights have an early 2-0 lead. Here's the pitch. Full count, 3-2. On deck is the right fielder, Benny LoCicero. Here comes the payoff pitch from James. And that's a deep drive. That's got a chance as well. It is gone. Back to back to back home runs. Saps number 20 on the season. And James cannot stop the long ball here in the top of the first inning. It's a 3-0 lead for the Bronx Knights. My goodness. 2 quick outs and then 3 home runs in a row. Let's look at this replay. It is gonzo. Line drive shot over the top's playing card sign. So, still with 2 outs. 3-0 lead. Benny LoCicero steps to the plate. 289. Takes his strike 1. 23 homers, 82 runs batted in. And this one is skied the other way. The right fielder, Benintendi, checked that the left fielder, Benintendi, makes the catch to finally retire the side. But after 3 solo home runs and a half inning of baseball, it's the Bronx Knights 3, Seattle coming to bat. On the mound for the Bronx Knights, lefty Brendan Pizarski, making his 22nd start of the season. He's 8-3 with a 4.33 earned run average. And leading off for the Mariners is Shane Victorino. Switch hitter batting from the right side, hitting .292 on the season. Just misses with the fastball outside. Bronx Knights are first place in the American League West. That's Francisco Lindor playing shortstop today. And Michael O'Rourke in left field. And the pitch is low. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Two-seamer in there, strike 1. At the knees, strike 2. Hard ground ball to Saps at second. Fields throws to first for the first out. Starting lineup for the Seattle Mariners. Shane Victorino leads off. He's playing in center. Andrew Benintendi's in right. Fernando Tatis Jr. at short. Nelson Cruz is in I'm checked out. He's in right. Gary Carter is the catcher. Drew Mendoza is at third. Cavan Biggio is at second. Donovan Casey is the designated hitter. And I have no idea who is batting ninth. Andrew Benintendi, the left fielder. Pardon me. 271, 11 homers, 53 runs batted in. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Swinging and miss at the fastball, 95 on the radar gun, strike 1. Checks his swing, but the changeup's in there for strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 2 away. Hard upper zone. Inside. Might not have even been a strike. Actually, it looks like he was trying to check it, but unsuccessful. So with 2 outs, Fernando Tatis Jr. steps up to the plate. 284, 22 homers, 63 runs batted in. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Hard ground ball to the only man left on the right side of the infield. Mattingly takes it himself to retire the side. So after 1 inning of baseball, Bronx Knights lead 3-0. Leading off the top of the second, playing shortstop today in place of Jacob Salazar's, Francisco Lindor. He is hitting .319 in limited play. He does have 5 homers. Steps in from the... Swings at the first pitch and drives it the other way, but right there is Benintendi. He makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away. Defensive alignment for the Mariners in the outfield from left to right. You've got Benintendi, Victorino, and Cruz. And in the infield is Mendoza, Tatis Jr., Biggio, and Freeman, and Hall of Famer Gary Carter behind the plate. So with 1 out, up steps Gio Urshela hitting .303, another backup player. Swing and a miss at the 98-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 1. Gio is playing third base today for Matt Termini. Quickly, the count is no balls and 2 strikes on Gio. And he hits a hard line drive to center, but there is Victorino for the second out. So the catcher, backup catcher, Roberto Perez, hitting a .197, 1 homer, 10 runs batted in. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Swing and a miss at the high fastball, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Perez. Grounds it the other way, 2-hopper to Freddie Freeman, takes it himself to retire the side. So after an inning and a half of baseball, Bronx Knights lead 3-0. So we go to the bottom of the second. Next up is for the Mariners is Nelson Cruz. He's the right fielder. 282, 21 homers, 76 runs batted in. And here comes the first pitch from Pisarski. At the knees, strike one.
0-1.
That's 76 RBIs, his first place on the Seattle Mariners. He leads the ball club. Another pitch at the knees. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Cruz. And he pulls, he's out in front of the changeup, pulls it foul. Count stays right where it is. And he's a little late on it. Slices it into the seats, out of play. Count will remain 0-2. Deep in the hole, it's short. Francisco Lindor, long throw, in time. He stretches out, Mattingly does, for the first out. Defensive alignment for the Bronx Knights in the outfield from left to right. We have O'Rourke, Margot, and LoCicero. In the infield at third base, Urshela, Lindor, Saps, Mattingly, with Roberto Perez behind the plate. So with 1 out, here in the bottom of the second, Gary Carter, Hall of Fame catcher, 306, 14 homers, 54 runs batted in, steps up with 1 out. And he's late on the fastball, strike one. Gary Carter was a Montreal Expo when that franchise still existed. Then he became a New York Met and won a championship in 1986 with the Mets. Obviously, I'm talking about real life. Down the third base line, it is a fair ball, goes over the bag. Oh, goes past O'Rourke all the way to the corner. And he's now going to second after initially stopping, and he will get into second base. It should be a single and an error, but they're probably going to give him a double, and they will. So Gio Urshela has both hands on his back, trying to work through some stiffness. The trainer believes injury will take a few days. So the third baseman, Gio Urshela, needs to be replaced. So I've got to replace him. So who am I going to put in for him? It seems like I've got to put Termini in there, or Salazar, so I'll put Termini in. I was trying to give him a day off, but I guess not.
Now playing third base, number 79.
So with runner at second and 1 away, Drew Mendoza steps up, 299, 15 homers, 56 runs batted in. And he checks the swing, in there, strike one. Drew Mendoza was last year's American League Rookie of the Year. Two-seamer inside, ball one, count as 1 ball and 1 strike on Mendoza. And he fouls off the changeup, count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sliders outside, count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the second, runner at second base. Knights have a 3-0 lead. Hard ground ball. And he's safe at first. A little bit of an argument over with the third base umpire. Termini insists that he caught it on the line, but the umpire insists that he trapped it. So it's going to be first and second with only 1 out. As Cavan Biggio steps to the plate, hitting .285 on the season. At the knees, strike one. Two-seam fastball, strike two. Fouls off the fastball. Count will remain no balls and 2 strikes. Excuse me. Pardon me. Swing and a miss at the outside, breaking ball, and there are 2 away. Biggio is retired, the second strikeout for Pisarski. Here's the replay.
The designated hitter, Donovan.
So with 2 down, up steps Donovan Casey, .239 average, 6 homers, 27 runs batted in. Low ball, no, he calls it a strike. Gave him the strike below the knee, so the count is 0-1 on Casey. Runner at first and second, 2 out. Deep drive, no, check that. Slicing foul into the seats. Pulls it down the left field line. Strike 2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Side is retired. So they strand 2. And at the end of 2 innings of baseball, the Bronx Knights 3, Seattle Mariners nothing. So we go to the top of the 3rd. Lineup turns over. Manuel Margot, the center fielder, steps in for his second plate appearance. He's 0 for 1. And that is a line drive, which is going to be in there and will possibly go all the way to the wall for a stand-up double for Margot. So they have a runner in scoring position with nobody out, and they already have a 3-0 lead. That's Margot's 6th double of the season. So next up is Don Mattingly, struck out in the 1st. Runner in scoring position and nobody out here in the 3rd. High and outside, ball 1. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes on Donnie. Donnie Baseball was an all-star player for the New York Yankees in the 80s and 90s. Won some gold gloves. And that's a line drive caught by Cavan Biggio at second on a line. There is 1 away. Nice play. So next up is the designated hitter today. Usually plays second base. Switch hitter batting from the left side against James. He had as a solo home run in the 1st, hit number 44 on the season for him. So 1 down, runner leads off second. Here's the pitch. Outside and high, ball 1. And his 110 runs batted in his 2nd in the American League. Pitch is low, 2 balls and no strikes on Ramos. So this is August 1st. So there's 2 months of the season left. Line drive, foul down the first base line. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. So with 44 home runs on the first day of August, he has a real good chance of having at least 60 homers on the season. Inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Michael O'Rourke is on deck. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Margot leads off second. Here comes the pitch. And it's low, ball 4. So we'll have runners at first and second with 1 out for O'Rourke, who hit a home run of his own in his first at-bat. 3 in a row hit by the Bronx Knights in the top of the 1st. So O'Rourke is up there with a chance to hit another one. Swing and a miss at the high fastball, 99 miles an hour on the radar gun. Strike number 1. Runners lead off first and second. Down and in, ball 1. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on the left fielder. He was the starting left fielder for the American League in the All-Star game this season. And he slices it the other way, but right there is Benintendi. Barely has to move. He makes the catch for the 2nd out. No advance on the base paths. So next up is Matthew Saps, who again was the 3rd home run hitter in that 1st inning, the back-to-back-to-back. Runners will lead off first and second with 2 out here in the 3rd. Checks the swing, pitches outside, ball 1. Swing and a miss at the 97 mile an hour fastball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike on the second baseman today. Way out in front of the changeup. Count is 1 and 2. Oh, that one's got a chance, ladies and gentlemen. That is Gonzo. A 3-run home run with 2 outs for Matthew Saps. Home run number 21 on the season. And the Bronx Knights have a 6-0 lead on their 4th home run of this ball game. Oh, yeah. Let's watch this replay. There was really no doubt about it. Benintendi just looked up and watched it fly. The manager of the Mariners has seen enough. James has gotten the hook. He's asking for the right-hander out of the bullpen. The pitcher coming in relief is Kyle Hendricks. He's making his 38th appearance of the season. He's 8-2 with a 3.80 earned run average. There are 2 outs here in the top of the third. He will face Benny LoCicero, who is 0 for 1. Benny pulls the sinking fastball foul, strike 1. And he's late on the fastball this time. Count is 0-2. 2 outs, bases empty here in the top of the third. Pitch is low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on LoCicero.
Nope.
Misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we're 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty here in the third. It's a 6-0 lead for the Knights. And he grounds it foul up the first baseline. His count will stay right where it is. And he grounds it just foul past the first base bag. Freeman stabs it in foul territory, so we'll do it again. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the side is retired. But a 3-run home run by Matthew Saps gives the Knights a 6-0 lead here after 2.5 innings of play. So we'll go to the bottom of the third, and up steps Freddie Freeman. 280 average, 13 homers, 43 runs back then. Bottom of the third against Brendan Pizarski. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Changeup floats in there for strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Slider at the knees. He strikes out looking. That's Pizarski's 4th strikeout of the game. American League West standings, as you can see from the graphic, the Bronx Knights are in first place with a 10.5 game lead over the Mariners. They're already leading this game. If they win this game, it'll be 11.5. So the lineup turns over for the Mariners with 1 out in the third. Shane Victorino steps up for his second plate appearance. He's 0 for 1. And he just gets a piece of the fastball, fouls it behind the plate, strike 1. Pulls the slider down the third baseline. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. And he pops it up into short right center field. Saps, the second baseman on the outfield grass, makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, left fielder, Andrew Benintendi.
So with 2 outs, left fielder Benintendi struck out in the first. He's up there again. Lefty versus lefty. And he hits a drive the other way to left center field, but O'Rourke is there to make the catch and retire the side. So after 3 innings of baseball, it's a 6-0 lead for the Knights. So leading off for the Bronx Knights, top of the 4th, is Francisco Lindor. Takes a pitch, low, ball 1. Low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Hit a leadoff man here in the 4th. Oh, he hits a deep drive. Late jump. He's back to the track, the wall. It's one hopper over the fence for a ground rule double. That's Francisco Lindor's 8th double of the season.
79.
And the Knights are leading off the fourth here with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. When it rains, it pours. So injury replacement for Gio Urshela. Matthew Termini takes strike one. His average is 308, 7 homers, 53 runs batted in. Lindor leads off second. Here's the pitch. Down the left field line, but it curves foul at the last moment. Strike two. Count is 0-2. Pitch is outside, check to swing. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunter Wood, the right-hander, is warming up in the Mariners bullpen. Down and in, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Termini. Check to swing. In the dirt, he's going to third. He is out. So it was a bad gamble to take. Don't ever make the first out or third out at third base, and that's what Francisco Lindor did. And now, Termini swings and misses at a high pitch, and just like that, we go from nobody out to 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Josh James line score. 2 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 6 earned runs, a walk, and a strikeout. He'll look forward to his next start, that's for sure. So Roberto Perez steps up to the plate with 2 outs and no one on base. He's 0 for 1 at the plate. Swing and a miss at the curveball, strike one. And it's 1 hopper to Freddie Freeman, knocks it down, picks it up in foul territory, steps on the bag, and retires the side. So, after 3.5, it's the Bronx Knights 6, Seattle Mariners nothing. Here in Game 1 of this 4-game set at Safeco Field. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. Fernando Tatis Jr. is 0 for 1. Bizarski deals. Swing and a miss, strike one. Line drive down the third base line, foul ball. Count is 0-2 on Tatis Jr. Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to be the cover boy for the next year's version of this game, 2021. Ground ball up the middle, but they're playing him to shift. Saps on the shortstop side of second base makes a long throw for out number 1. Nice play. So Nelson Cruz grounded out in the second. He's 0 for 1. This is his second plate appearance. 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. At the knees, strike one. So the shift is on. Got 3 infielders on the left side with only Don Mattingly, the first base, covering the right. So they're obviously expecting him to pull. And pull he does. That's deep. That's got a chance. Back goes LoCicero looking up. That's gone. So that's a solo home run for Nelson Cruz, number 22 on the season. And the score is 6-1. Here's a replay. Projected distance 409 feet to left. Check that, right center field. So up steps Hall of Fame catcher Gary Carter. He doubled in the second inning. This is 1 for 1. Second at bat. And it is a sharp line drive the other way down the first base line, but it goes foul. Strike one. Line drive, base hit to right between first and second. So they have a runner at first with 1 out here in the top. Check that, bottom of the fourth. Hits leaders for the Seattle Mariners. Shane Victorino, the center fielder, leads the team with 121 hits coming into action. Gary Carter's third on that list. He now has 106. Check that, 107. So Drew Mendoza is 0 for 1. Steps in with 1 out runner at first. And it is a ground ball past the diving check that, Francisco Lindor at shortstop. And there are runners at first and second. with just one out. So, as Cavan Biggio steps up to the plate, we're going to have a mound visit. Pitching coach will go out there, talk to Pisarski, calm him down. His confidence is high. So Cavan Biggio is stepping up. He struck out in the second. He's 0 for 1, but he has runners at first and second. Lefty versus lefty. Checks his swing, but outside corner, strike one. Changeup is low, count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Biggio, Cavan Biggio is the son of Hall of Famer Craig Biggio. Inside corner with the fastball, count is 1 and 2. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball. Chased it, and there's 2 away. Pisarski's strikeout number 5 of the ball game. That pitch was not a strike. That was out of the strike zone. He chased it. So with 2 down, up steps Donovan Casey, who struck out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. And that's a deep drive. Long run for O'Rourke. He's back. He reaches up, makes a brilliant catch on the warning track. That was 2 runs right there, but they strand 2. However, at the end of 4 innings of play, thanks to Nelson Cruz's solo home run, it's the Knights 6, the Mariners 1. So we go to the top of the 5th. Lineup turns over again. Margot is 1 for 2 with a double. Steps in against Kyle Hendricks, 3rd inning of work. Fouls off the curveball, strike 1. Grounds it, third base line, backhands from foul territory, throws across. Mendoza makes the play, 1 away. Nice play from Drew Mendoza over at third base. So Don Mattingly is 0 for 2 today. .316 average now. 20 homers, 81 runs batted in. Steps in with 1 out in the 5th. Nubber to the mound. Kyle Hendricks jumps off, plants, throws, and there's 2 away. And Mattingly is 0 for 3.
Now that designated hitter, Chris.
Next up is Chris Ramos. He has a homer and a walk. Pitch is low, breaking ball. Ball 1. Outside, count is 2 balls and no strikes. And that's a deep drive, but right at the right fielder, Nelson Cruz, to retire the side. Line drive, didn't get any air under it. So after 4.5, it's a 5-run ball game. Bronx Knights lead 6-1. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, and before we go to the mound, we'll go to Heidi Watney, the sideline reporter, but unfortunately there seems to be something wrong with her microphone. So we're going to have to send a technician down there to fix that. We apologize, Heidi. So, love conquers all. Hi, Brownie. I don't know who Brownie is, but welcome to the stream. This is Bronx Knights Baseball, a created franchise on MLB The Show 20 for the PlayStation 4. First pitch here in the bottom of the 5th to Freddie Freeman is inside corner, strike 1. Score is 6-1. Oh, Broski. Must have been like an autocorrect thing. Broski turned into Brownie on you. In any event, the count is 0-1. Swing and a miss, fouled it off. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Freeman. This is the first game of a 3-game set between the Bronx Knights and the Seattle Mariners. He hits into the teeth of the shift. Second baseman Matthew Saps throws to first, and there's 1 away. So next up, the lineup turns over. Leadoff man Shane Victorino steps up to the plate. It's 0 for 2. How come your voice sounds like that? I don't know. I'm old. What can I tell you? So let's see. Pisarski deals. Outside corners. Just misses. Ball 1. Breaking ball in there, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Victorino. Victorino played for the Philadelphia Phillies in real life, turn of the century. I think he was on the 2018 Phillies that went to the World Series against the Yankees. Pitches low, 2 balls and 1 strike on Victorino. Line drive to LoCicero in right. He makes the catch for out number 2. So this is August 1st. There's 2 months of the season left. My goal is to play every inning of every game in a 162 game schedule. This is game number 110 on the season. So we got another 50 to go. You're welcome to join anytime the stream. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube. That would be much appreciated. Count is 1-0 on Benintendi. Deep drive. That one's got a chance. Back goes LoCicero to the track, looking up. See ya. That's a home run. Benintendi's 12th home run of the season, and the score is now 6-2 Knights. So let's look at the replay. Boom. And Pizarski knew it. So next up, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Fernando Tatis Jr., the cover board for next year's game, is 0 for 2. Just misses outside. Ball 1. He's hitting .282 on the season. Changeup floats in there. Strike 1, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Tatis Jr. Ground ball to the third baseman, Termini. Fields, fires, and the side is retired. So we've played 5 innings of baseball after a solo home run from Benintendi. The score is 6-2, Knights lead. So we go to the top of the 6th. Up steps the left fielder, Michael O'Rourke, who has a home run in today's ball game. Had a homer in the 1st. He's 1 for 2. Inside, ball 1. Now I'm wondering if there's something wrong with my microphone. Maybe, I hope not. I hope the microphone is okay. Anyway, count is 2 balls and no strikes on O'Rourke. Inside, 3 balls, no strikes to the leadoff man here in the 6th. Will he have the green light? No, he will not. I do not swing on 3-0. My hands are off the controller. Ball 4, so he walks the leadoff man here in the top of the 6th. This is his 4th inning of work for Kyle Hendricks in relief. So up steps Matthew Saps, who's having a hell of a game. He's 2 for 2 with 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. Looking for home run number 3 in this at-bat, obviously. And he fouls it down the first base line, pops it up into the seats, strike 1. Matt Saps is the second baseman today, bounces around the infield. Pitches low, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner leads off first is O'Rourke. He has 19 stolen bases on the season. Swing and a miss, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Saps. Sure he'd like stolen base number 20. Checks it, count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. It's a 6-2 lead for the Bronx Knights. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 1 away. So he's finally retired. Terrible replay. Every replay for the a strikeout on a pitcher should be over the shoulder of the pitcher, so you can see the. Oh, there we go. That is the angle that you need. See the location of the pitch. So with 1 away, up steps the right fielder Benny LoCicero. He's 0 for 2 today. Fouls off the changeup, strike 1. Love does conquer all. That I agree with. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pulls it down the first baseline, kicks into foul territory. Freeman picks it up. And is he safe? Yes, he is. He is safe. So it's an infield single for Benny LoCicero, and there are now runners at first and second with 1 out. Francisco Lindor, the shortstop, steps up to the plate. It's 1 for 2. And he slices it towards the gap, and it's going to drop in there and roll all the way to the wall. Both runners will make the turn at third, and they are heading home. So they'll get the out at third base. So it's actually a double thrown out at third, but it's a 2-run double, and the score is now 8-2. Bronx Knights lead. So bases are empty, 2 runs are home. Matt Termini, the third baseman, steps up. He struck out in the 4th. And it's a line drive base hit, which again will bounce to the wall. Will he try for second? Yes, he will. And he's going to make it. It's a 2-out double for Termini. Let's look at the replay. All of a sudden, Kyle Hendricks can't seem to get anybody out. Boom. Okay, up steps the backup catcher Roberto Perez, who's 0 for 2. He's hitting a .190 on the season. And he hits a hard line drive, but right there is Shane Victorino to retire the side. But not before the Bronx Knights pad their lead. And after 5.5 innings of baseball, it's the Bronx Knights 8, the Seattle Mariners 2. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Nelson Cruz, the right fielder, is 1 for 2. Solo homer in the 4th. Responsible for 1 of the 2 runs for the Mariners. Here comes the pitch from Pizarski. Pitch is low, ball 1. Deep drive, but it will curl into the seats, out of play, strike 1. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. At the knees, strike 2, count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 1 away. That's strikeout number 6 for Pizarski. He's not generally a strikeout pitcher. He's more of like a fly ball, ground out pitcher, but he's got it working today. Pizarski's 8-3 on the season. ERA is somewhere in the low 4s. So with 1 away, up steps Gary Carter, the Hall of Famer. 2 for 2, today's contest. And he jams him, fouls it, out of play, strike 1. So he's hitting .310 on the season. In real life, Gary Carter won a World Series with the New York Mets in '86. Unfortunately, he passed away recently, I think from cancer in real life. Sad story, young man. In his last 10 games, he's 15 for 40. That's a .375 clip, so he's been pretty hot lately. Count is 0-2. Misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Inside corner, strike 3. Caught him looking, and there's 2 away. Strikeout number 7 for Brendan.
Now batting, the third baseman.
2-seam fastball inside corner. I guess he thought it was a slider. Just took it. So next up is Drew Mendoza, the third baseman. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Got that batting average at 300 on the dot. Fouls it back to the screen upstairs, strike 1. And he jams him. Pop up over to third baseman. Running play for Termini. He makes the catch to retire the side. So after 6 innings of baseball, it's a 6-run lead for the Bronx Knights. They lead 8-2. So we go to the top of the 7th, and in relief comes Hunter Wood, making his 42nd appearance out of the bullpen. He's 5-4 with a 5.73 earned run average. And he will face Manuel Margot, the leadoff man, who's 1-for-3 with a double.
Leading off for the 9th, the center fielder, Manuel Margot.
Checks his swing, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. So the right-hander J.B. Wendelken is warming in the bullpen for the Mariners. I guess that's in case the wheels fall off the wagon for Wood. Pitches outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Just gets a piece of the two-seamer, count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jams him, shallow fly ball to right. Cruz is there. He makes the catch, 1 away.
Now batting, the first baseman.
Donnie Baseball, 0-for-3 today. His average has dropped to 316. Don Mattingly was the 1985 American League Most Valuable Player for the New York Yankees. And he won a batting title in '84. He won like 7 or 8 Gold Gloves at first base in real life. Pitches low, 2 balls and no strikes on Mattingly. Outside corners count as 2 balls and 1 strike.
Ball 3.
Called it low. Hitters count 3 balls, 1 strike. Ramos is on deck. Checks his swing, pitches high, ball 4. So there'll be a runner at first as Chris Ramos steps to the plate with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. It's already a 6-run ball game. Chris is 1-for-2 with a solo home run, his 44th of the season. He has 44 homers and 111 RBIs with 2 months left in the season. And this time he does not get all of it. Flies it the other way, deep left field. Benintendi makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, left fielder.
So with 2 outs, Michael O'Rourke steps to the plate. Solo homer in the first himself, 1-for-2. Runner leads off first. Is Mattingly. And he's a little late. Fly ball heading towards the gap. Long run for Victorino, but he makes the catch to retire the side. So get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Bronx Knights lead by 6. It's 8-2. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Kevon Biggio, son of Hall of Famer Craig Biggio, is 0-for-2 today. Bizarski's still out there. Nobody's warming up in the bullpen for the Bronx Knights up yet. Broken bat, fly ball, jumps out of his crouch, but Perez cannot get there in time to get the out, so it's just a strike. In there, strike 2. Count is no balls and 2 strikes on Biggio. Slider outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Try to get him to chase. Up the first base line. Mattingly will toss it to the pitcher covering for the first out.
The designated hitter, Donovan.
So the DH Donovan Casey is 0-for-2. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Bizarski is at the 76 pitch mark, and that's a strike. Number 76 is a strike. So he's been fairly economical with the pitch count. Deep drive, but it curves into the seats. Strike 2. Deep drive. Oh, that one's not coming back. That is gone. This is an 8-3 ball game on Donovan Casey's home run number 7 of the season. And it is a 5-run ball game. I think it's time to get somebody up in the bullpen. Boom. That's not coming back. Oof. Dude. So before Freddie Freeman pitches, manager's office, bullpen. Lefty, switch lefty. I'll get Caleb Smith and warm him up in the bullpen. And here comes the first pitch to Freddie Freeman, who's 0 for 2. In there at the knees, strike 1. There's 1 out here in the 7th for the Mariners. Outside corner, floats in there, the changeup. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Freeman. Freeman is a current Major League player, plays for the Atlanta Braves. All-star first baseman for the Atlanta Braves. Up, pops him up. Left side, in charges Termini, makes the catch for the 2nd out.
Up next for Seattle, the center fielder.
So the lineup turns over. It's at bat number 4 for Shane Victorino. He's 0 for 3. Bases are empty with 2 outs. Pitch is just low, ball 1. Jams him over the head of Mattingly. He races out, cannot make the play. It's a bloop base hit for Shane Victorino. He's 1 for 4. And they have a base runner with 2 outs. Just a kind of like an oops inside jam shot that kind of floated its way over the head of the first baseman and into short right field. So next up is Andrew Benintendi, the left fielder, who got a solo homer in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. And this is going to be the last batter that Pizarski will face. He'll either get the out and be replaced, or if he gives up a hit, he is coming out. So this is the last guy. Off the plate, inside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Benintendi. Runner leads off first. Line drive, base hit through the hole between short and third. And just like that, there are runners at first and second here. The Mariners are threatening here with 2 away in the 7th. This is the replay. No chance for Francisco Lindor to make the play. And as Fernando Tatis Jr. steps to the plate, we are going to go to the bullpen. Actually, before we put in Caleb Smith, I'm going to warm up Carlos Estevez, just in case. Let's put him in the game. So that'll be all for Brendan. He is responsible for both runners on base, but he cannot lose the game. He can only win or get a no decision, so we'll see what happens. In relief, Caleb Smith, 31st appearance out of the bullpen. Is 4-0 with a 1.69 earned run average. And it is a line drive, and it's going to be a base hit to center field. It'll be an RBI single on the first pitch to Fernando Tatis Jr., and the score is now 8-4. And things are starting to get interesting here in the bottom of the 7th. Line drive to right center field, drops in there. RBI single for Tatis. And next up is the very powerful Nelson Cruz, who already has a home run in today's game. He is 1 for 3. Runners at first and second. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
0-1.
Backs him off the plate with the slider, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nelson Cruz is hitting .330 with runners in scoring position, so he likes these situations. Little late on the 2-seamer, count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Caleb Smith is 1 strike from getting out of this jam. And he gets it, pulls it, and he tags him for the final out of the inning. Doesn't bother to make a throw, tags Benintendi coming over to third, and the side is retired. At the end of 7, they do score 2 runs. The Bronx Knights lead 8-4. So as we go to the top of the 8th, and Matt Saps tries to get home run number 3, I'm going to go back to the manager's office and the bullpen. I'm going to look at what's going on. So it's righty, lefty, lefty. You know what? I'm going to keep Carlos warming up, but I'm going to keep the lefty Caleb Smith in there to pitch the 8th. So here we go. Pitch is high, ball 1. 43,223 in attendance here at T-Mobile Park, not a sellout. Down and low inside corner, strike 1. He just hit the inside corner. And he pulls it hard, foul, into the stands, count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. Matthew Saps has 2 homers and 4 runs batted in this game. Just gets a piece of the cut fastball to stay alive. Pitch is low, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Saps. Again, fouls off the cut fastball. Count will remain 2-2. Nobody out, bases clear. It's a 4-run lead for the Knights, 8-4 here in the 8th. That's a line drive, which is heading for the gap, and it will find its way to 1 hop to the fence. There's going to be a leadoff double for Matthew Saps in his 3rd hit of the ball game here in the top of the 8th. That's double number 21 for Matthew. Let's see the replay. He's got on top of it and drove it to the 375 sign. No chance for Benintendi. So next up is the right fielder, Benny LoCicero, 1 for 3 with a single. Runner in scoring position. Outside corner, strike 1. Hitting .289, 23 homers, 82 runs batted in on the season. He was a member of the 2024 All-Star team. He did not start. Outside corner yet again. It's very quickly no balls and 2 strikes on LoCicero. Fouls off the high fastball late. Count will remain 0-2. Saps leads off second here in the top of the 8th. And he pops him up. Short center field. Out goes the shortstop Tatis Jr. for out number 1. Francisco Lindor is 2 for 3. He has 2 doubles, 2 runs batted in. He is playing in place of the starter, Jacob Salazar, today, and he's playing well. So 1 out here with a runner at second. High and inside, but called strike 1 by the home plate umpire. That pitch is high. One count, 1 ball and 1 strike count. Pitch is low, 2-1. Oh, and that is a line drive. It hangs up there, goes off the glove of Nelson Cruz. Because he was afraid he couldn't get a jump from second and score, so it'll be 1st and 3rd on the single from Francisco Lindor. Could have been an amazing catch by Nelson Cruz, but it hit him on the heel of the glove and popped out. But it would have been a great play. So now there's a runner at 3rd base and less than 2 outs for Termini, who's 1 for 2 with the double. And this one's going to drop in there into the right field corner. It is a base hit. It'll be an RBI single for Matt Termini. There'll be runners at 1st and 3rd, and the score is now 9-4. Nice piece of hitting the other way by Termini. No replay? Should be ashamed of yourself. J.B. Wendelken will come in relief of Wood. He's 3-1. He has a 5.86 earned run average. He's the definition of a middle relief guy with that kind of a record. So the catcher, number 9 hitter, Roberto Perez, is 0 for 3. He can get that runner home from 3rd without the benefit of a hit. Outside corner with the 2-seamer, strike 1. He's only hitting a $187, but like I said, he doesn't need a hit. Deep fly ball will get the home run, get run number 10 in. See what happens. Outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Perez. Inside, off the plate, 2 balls and 1 strike. Late on the fastball, 95 on the radar gun. Count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners lead off first and third here in the top of the 8th. It's a 9-4 ball game. Checks his swing, but called strike 3 anyway, and he does not get the runner home. So it's a free run at third base, and he wasn't able to do it. Checked his swing, but according to the home plate umpire, it was in the strike zone. So there's 2 away. And up steps Manuel Margot, the leadoff man today. He's 1 for 4 with a double. He's going to need a hit to get that runner at third home. And he will get it. A line drive single to center. It is an RBI single for Manuel Margot. He is 2 for 5, and the score is 10-4. Let's look at this replay. Boom. So Donnie Baseball is up, first and second. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Chases a high fastball for strike 1. Pitch is outside. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Mattingly. Runners lead off first and second. Late on the slider. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside. Count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Top of the 8th, 10-4 lead for the Bronx Knights. Here comes the pitch. Full count, 3-2. The runners will be off. Chris Ramos, who is a candidate for the league MVP, will step up to the plate with the bases loaded should he throw a ball. And he does. So the bases will be loaded for Ramos with 2 outs.
Ramos.
He has a solo home run in the first. It's 1 for 3. There's nowhere to put him. First pitch is low. Ball 1. Pitch is high, checked his swing, count is 2 balls and no strikes. He's got to throw strikes. Bases are loaded. And hits a hard ground ball to the second baseman, throws second for the force to retire the side. They strand the bases loaded, but they do get another 2 runs. And 7.5 innings of baseball. It's the Bronx Knights 10, Seattle Mariners 4. So this is a presentation of Bronx Knights baseball. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated. Really helps the channel grow. There's also other playlists of other video games, plus Dungeons and Dragons, which is the tabletop role-playing game that we play once a week on Monday nights. Check out that playlist. I'm sure you will find it interesting. In any event, it's the bottom of the 8th. Caleb Smith is still out there pitching. He's only thrown 5 pitches, so second inning of work. And the fastball is low for strike 1. No, ball 1. Check that.
Ball 2.
Low as well. 2 balls and no strikes to Gary Carter, who's 2 for 3 today. In there with the slider, strike 1, 2-1. Fouls off the high fastball. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gary. Deep drive. O'Rourke, long run on the warning track, makes the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 1. Nice play by O'Rourke.
Now batting, third baseman.
So Drew Mendoza's 1 for 3 with a home run. Steps in. No, I'm sorry. Check that. 1 for 3. It's Donovan Casey who hit the home run. I apologize. Drew Mendoza's 1 for 3 with a single. So there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Pulls it into the seats. Strike 1. Changeup floats in there, strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Mendoza. Fouls off the 2-seamer. We'll do it again. Fouls off the slider. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. 6-run lead for the Bronx Knights. This is first game of a 4-game set. Late on the fastball, and he continues to fight up there at the plate. Swing and a miss. The slider, and there is 2 away.
Up next
Is the replay.
The second baseman, Kevin Biggio.
Out in front, the breaking ball. So next up is Kevin Biggio, 0 for 3 in today's ball game. It's 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Pops it up. Termini shifted over, but he races over to catch the pop-up to retire the side. So we go to the top of the 9th. Bronx Knights lead by 6. It's 10-4. That's it for Caleb Smith. So I need to, before Michael O'Rourke steps up to the plate, we'll go to the manager's office, bullpen, and you know what? Carlos Estevez has been warming up. He's going to pitch the 9th. So O'Rourke is 1 for 3. He leads off the top of the 9th. Outside, ball 1. Wendelken is out there for his 2nd inning of work. And he pokes a line drive down the third base line, foul ball. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on O'Rourke. That's a line drive which will drop in front of Benintendi for a leadoff single. O'Rourke has hit number 2 of the ball game. We're going to see a replay or what? Terrible. So Matt Saps has 2 homers today. In the 3rd inning, he had a 3-run home run, which broke the game open early. So he's going for home run number 3 in what will most likely be his final at-bat. He's 3 for 4. Pitches outside, ball 1. O'Rourke leads off first. And this one will not leave the ballpark. Long run for check that, Victorino. And it's going to be a double. So they'll have runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out here in the top of the 9th. On Matthew Saps, his 22nd double of the season and his 4th hit of the ball game. He is 4 for 5 with 2 home runs.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So in relief, Jairo Diaz, game number 36 for him out of the bullpen. He's 1-2 with a 3.71 earned run average. And with nobody out and runners at 2nd and 3rd, he'll face Benny LoCicero, who's 1 for 4 with a single. Grounds it to the first baseman, takes it himself, Freddie Freeman. It's an RBI ground out for Benny LoCicero, and the score is 11-4. Saps moves to 3rd, so he's at 3rd with less than 2 outs. Next up is Francisco Lindor. He's had a hell of a game himself. He's 3 for 4. You can get that runner home, Saps, without the benefit of the hit. So let's see what happens. Chases a two-seamer, strike one. Swing and a miss. Count is quickly no balls and two strikes. Lindor is widening the strike zone. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouls off the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, triple digits. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes on Lindor. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right back to the pitcher, holds the runner at third, throws to first for the second out. The runner does not score. Nice play by Diaz. So next up is Matt Termini, 2 for 3. He's a single, a double, an RBI. He started the game on the bench. But then Gio Urshela at third wound up pulling a muscle. He had to come in the third inning. But he's had a hell of a game. He's 2 for 3 as the injury replacement. Fouls off the slider. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. Swing and a miss at the slider out of the strike zone. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Termini. And this is a line drive which will be caught by the right fielder to retire the side. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. Seattle Mariners need 7 runs to tie. In relief for the Bronx Knights here in the ninth, Carlos Estevez. It's his 24th appearance out of the bullpen. He's 1-1 with a 3.38 earned run average. This is not a safe situation, obviously. So Donovan Casey had a solo home run in the 7th. He's 1 for 3.
The designated hitter, Donovan.
High strike, but called a strike nonetheless. Count is 0-1. Swing and a miss over the top of the slider. Count is 0-2 on Casey. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's 1 away here in the bottom of the ninth. Casey didn't have a real good at-bat. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. So Freddie Freeman steps to the plate with 1 out here in the ninth. He's 0 for 3. Swing and a miss at the 98-mile-an-hour heater. Strike 1. Line drive the other way. Run for O'Rourke over the shoulder catch at the warning track for the second out here in the ninth. So the Seattle Mariners in game 1 of this 4-game set are down to their final out. And up steps the leadoff man, Shane Victorino, who's 1 for 4 today with a single and a run scored. He represents the final out of the game. At the knees, strike 1. Breaking ball, high breaking ball, called a strike, so there's 0-2 count. And he's down to his final strike of the game. Inside off the plate, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, inning over, ball game over. Bronx Knights win 11-4. So the Bronx Knights win their 73rd game of the season here on the first day of August. They now have an 11.5 game lead in the American League West Division over the Seattle Mariners. This is the first game of a 4-game set at what I refer to as Safeco Field. Brendan Pizarski gets win number 9 on the season. And let's do this the right way. Let's go through the statistics. Bronx Knights, 11 runs, 15 hits, no errors. Seattle Mariners, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. As I said before, Brendan Pizarski gets win number 9. Josh James is the losing pitcher. And the player of the game is Matthew Saps, the second baseman today. 4 for 5, 2 homers, 2 doubles, 4 runs batted in, 3 run score. He is your player of the game. And this has been a broadcast of Bronx Knights Baseball on Shenanigans with RC Robbin. That's me. You might have been watching this on the PlayStation Network, but if you're watching it on YouTube, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps. Plus, there's lots of other playlists of different games that are on that YouTube channel. Please check it out. In any event, if you watched, thank you so much for watching, especially Love Conquers All. Thanks for the comments. Have yourself a great night, and I have a feeling that before the night is over, I'm jumping on for another game. So if you're interested, poke yourself back in, and let's play some baseball together. Have a great night.